welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Chloe and I am a full-time eBay reseller. That is how I earn a living. I sell things online for profit. Today's video is going to be a sales video, just a random 30 items that I sold during the month of February. I do apologise if there is any background noise. I live in a town centre and they are working on a roof next door, and the shop opposite is having a fire alarm test. I have sat here for like the past half an hour trying to find a good time to film this video and the noise isn't calming down, so I will just have to edit out any loud noises. Also the dogs have decided it's a really good time for them to start playing, but I did my makeup today and I wasn't going to waste it, so I am filming this video. I've got a computer screen right in front of me, so if I look like I'm staring off into the distance, I might well be, but I'm probably looking at the computer screen. And I will put up screenshots. If you've seen my sales videos before, you know how it goes, but I'll put up screenshots of the item that I am talking about here. I will let you know the price that I paid for it if I can remember, and how much it sold for, but it will say in the screenshot how much it sold for anyway. And if I can remember, how long it took to sell. But yeah, let's get straight into it, because 30 items can take a little bit of time when you like to waffle on like I do. Right, so first up is this goat skirt. I have never found goat before. This was the first time I'd found it, and I only paid £2.25 for it. The shop didn't know what they had. They had a half price sale on. It was labelled at £4.50, but I paid £2.25 for it, so absolute bargain. I did have it listed at £40 because I couldn't find many comps for it. Every time I searched goat skirt, it was coming up with like goat leather and things like that, so I went for £40, like $39.99, and somebody offered me £30, and I was like, well, I only paid £2.25 for it. I've had no experience selling goat before and I've had no other interest, so yeah, I'm going to take £30, because if I counter this offer and I have no interest in it and it sits in my shop for another year, I'm going to be gutted. So I accepted that offer of £30. I was happy enough with that, because that is a good profit from £2.25, and I think it only took about a week or two to sell. It didn't take very long, so I will definitely pick goat up again, and obviously if I find it at a good price, and I will probably hold out for a little bit more money next time. But like I said, I wanted to see if I just wanted to get the ball rolling with it this time. I didn't want to hold on to it for too long. Next up is this Hackett shirt. This was a men's pre-owned shirt. I think I had this listed for £22, something along those lines. And somebody offered me 19, so I accepted that. I haven't got it listed here what I paid for it, but I think it was part of wholesale. I think I paid about £4 for it. It sold really quickly. It was a linen shirt. I probably could have got a bit more for it, but I don't really sell men's clothing, so I'm not really too like clued up with men's clothing. I don't really know too much about it, so I'm still getting used to selling it. So I was happy enough to get £19 for it, and it sold really quickly. So again, within a few days I think, but with it being linen, I probably could have got a little bit more for it. But you live and learn, don't you? I'd rather it sell quickly than stick around and not sell at all, to be honest with you. Next up is this vintage green and blue and purple, I guess, floral short sleeve blouse. This was from the bulk vintage blouse bundle that I bought, which seems like forever ago now, which it probably was, to be fair. I mean, how long has that been? Like a year and a half, maybe approaching 2 years. That's how long it has been. These blouses are trickling out, but I find vintage stuff just doesn't sell for me very well, and I think that's more because I don't really know how to describe it very well. I'm not very good with the keywords. Vintage just isn't really for me. I love selling vintage homeware, and things like that, and vintage toys I find really interesting. Vintage clothing I'm just rubbish at selling. I love it, I think it's beautiful, and I enjoy photographing it, I enjoy picking it up, but when it comes to actually selling it, it doesn't shift for me, but I think that's because I'm not very good at describing it. But anyway, I digress. This sold for £11.99, and I think I worked it out that they probably cost around about £2 each. Sorry if you can see my dog in the background, she's trying to get comfortable on the bed, even though I told her to go to her own bed. Yeah, there she is. There we go, she's found a spot. Anyway, moving on. Next up is these Not Your Daughter's jeans. These are a pair of white straight leg jeans. They are a UK size 14, and I put them up for £19.99, and they sold for their full asking price. I don't actually have a voucher running at the minute. Most of the time I have a 10% off voucher running on my shop. I think it must have run out, because usually, like I say, usually I have that running. So I might actually put that on after this video, because I didn't realise it had run out. So once I've finished filming this video, I'll probably put that back on. It makes filming these videos easier though, because I haven't got to work out the 10%, which you would think 10% is well easy, but for some reason when I'm in the middle of filming these videos, my mind just shuts off. But yeah, I paid £2 for these. They sold pretty quickly, and they sold for their full £19.99. Next up is this mint velvet, like polka dot sheer sleeveless blouse. This was in a size 8. It took quite a while to sell, to be fair. I only got £15 for it as well. I did pay £3.99 for it too. But like I said, it took it didn't take too long to sell. For a size 8, it didn't take too long to sell. £3.99 into 15 isn't brilliant, but it's not awful either, so I wasn't annoyed at that. That's fine. Next up is this manta ray maxi dress. It's a blue and green, and what print is it? Like a firework kind of print. You can see me. It's because my tripod is right in front of the computer screen, so I'm having to try and look around it. Yeah, it's like a maxi dress, size 12, and it went for £16.99, and I think that was full asking price. But like I say, if it says different on the screen, then it went for whatever is on the screen, but I don't think it did. I think it went for £16.99. Next up is this white stuff cardigan. I don't pick up a huge amount of white stuff anymore. However, I do still pick up the knits, because the white stuff knits will usually have quite a good material content. I think this had some alpaca in it, and I find this still sell quite well. This colour was really nice. This was like a rust brown colour, or like a burnt orange. It looked a bit more like a rust brown, I think I described it as, yeah. It was a size 12, and it went for £24.99 really quite quickly, and I only paid £3 for it, so I was really pleased with that. It took like a couple of weeks to sell. It didn't hang around for very long, so I was really quite pleased with that one. This Kim & Co dress, this was the first time I have picked up Kim & Co, and I probably sold it, I may have undersold it a little bit, but because it was the first time I picked it up, I wasn't sure like how long it'd stick around, how much interest it'd get. So I sold it for £17.99, and it sold, like I say, pretty quickly, and it wasn't on an offer. That was its full price. I paid £4.50 for it. It was a size medium. It was, like I say, a maxi dress, so I probably could have got a little bit more for it. I have just picked up a Kim & Co jumpsuit, and I think I've got that scheduled to go up for £24.99. It's a really pretty sparkly one. I think it's in my last haul video that is on my channel. I'll link that up there. And yeah, so £17.99. I may have underpriced it, but because I've never sold Kim & Co before, I wasn't too sure. However, £4.50 into £17.99 that quickly, that's absolutely fine. Next is these G-Star jeans. These are the women's Lynn jeans. They were brand new with tags, and I paid £5 for them. Usually I would leave G-Star behind, but I did look up comps for these, and the comps were pretty good. Like, I had them listed at either £34.99 or £36.99, and I got an offer for £32, and £5 into £32. I was really happy with that is a decent profit, and I think they took like 2 weeks maximum to sell, so yeah, like that's fine. Next up is this Pure Collection cashmere cardigan. Now this has sold once before and it came back to me because they said it was too small. They said it was too small for a size 14-16. It's actually labelled as a size 16, but I thought it was quite small. So I did put 14-16 in at the title and I included all measurements, but they said it was too small, so it came back to me. Hopefully this time it doesn't, but we'll see. I paid £16 for it from TK Maxx and it sold for 40, so fingers crossed. I'm not sure if I've got good feedback from that yet. No, not yet, so fingers crossed they're happy with it. Next up is this Joe Brown's black, like really heavy knit cardigan. This was in a size 32, I believe, 32, 34, something like that. I can't see the screen. Yeah, 32, 34. Like really oversized, but you could have easily have worn it as really oversized. Like you didn't have to be a 32, 34 to wear it. You could have been like a 16, 14, 16 to wear it, and it just could have been a nice chunky oversized cardigan. I paid £3 for this and it went for £20, so I was really quite pleased with that, and it didn't stick around too long. Maybe a month, maybe 6 weeks, so not too long. Oh, now they've got squeaky toys out, I do apologise. Next up is this mint velvet beige and cream or beige and white polka dot shirt blouse. I did show this in a haul video. The polka dots kind of turned into flowers at the bottom of the blouse. It was really nice. And this sold for, you can just about see them playing. This sold for £20 and I paid £4 for it, and it sold really quickly actually, so I was really pleased with that. Next up is this Hobbs skirt. I didn't think this would sell very quickly, but then to be fair, it did sell for a decent price, like a relatively low price, should I say. Decent for the customer. It sold for £17. Paid £3.50 for it, so it was an okay profit, I guess, but it is wool, so I probably could have got more for it, but it's a wool skirt and we're kind of leaving that time of year for wool, so I just wanted it gone. So £3.50 into 17 is absolutely fine by me. Next up is this super dry jumper. Oh, this did sell with a 10% off coupon, and that sold on the 13th of February, so I'm guessing it must have been when it ended. So I have not had a coupon on for like 2 weeks. For goodness sake, I need to be a little bit more astute. Is that the right word? Astute? I'm not sure. I need to pay a bit more attention because, yeah, I didn't even realise. I've not had a coupon on for 2 weeks. I'm going to go and do that as soon as I've finished this video. So that sold for £29.99, but with the coupon, so £27. It'll tell you the exact price on the screenshot. And I picked that up for £4.80, and it was brand new. Was it new with tags, I think? I think so. It didn't take too long to sell. A couple of weeks, maybe? Something like that. This mint velvet short sleeve wool blend kind of jumpery top thing. It was like a knitted top, short sleeve jumper thing. Why do I even sell clothing? I'm really not very good at keywords. I don't know how I even sell half of this stuff. It only sold for £10 because I have had it for ages, and when somebody offered me £10, I was like, yeah, take it. Get rid of it. I haven't even wrote down how much it cost me. Probably about £3. Belle's just happy to see the back of it because I've had it so long. This is actually another white stuff knit. This is a short sleeve one, and it was open but not, like it kind of popped. I had a popper here and here, and it like wrapped over, and then the rest of it was open. It was a wrap over short sleeve. And again, it had alpaca in it, I think. And it went for £22.99, and I paid £4 for it. And it went really quickly, again, like within a week. So, like I said, it's definitely worth looking at the material content in white stuff, because some of it is worth picking up. Oh, next is a non-clothing item. I mainly sell clothing, but every now and again, something non-clothing does slip in there. Especially now my husband is working with me, he is not really into the clothing, so he will be looking at the non-clothing. So there'll be a lot more electronics and more interesting stuff mixed in. This is a Sony CD player, radio, tape player, cassette player, all in one thing, with instructions, and it went for £50, and we paid, what did we pay? £10, I think, for that. Hang on, it does say. Oh, it doesn't say. Oh, I think we paid £10. We paid £10 or £15. And I had it listed for 70, but I've had it listed for like a year, and I think I've had it like it. I forgot that I had it listed, I'll be honest with you, because all our stock is listed, like all our listed stock, sorry, is put in our loft. We store it in our loft. So it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. I forgot I had it listed. And £70 was a bit too high. There was solds around that when we picked it up, but it was a bit too high. So when somebody offered 50, I was happy with that. Then we've got this next blue, like, stretchy denim short sleeve dress. It was in a size 8. It had pockets and it had like a little tie waist belt. How much did I pay for this? I think I paid about £2 from like one of my local shops for this. I wouldn't have paid much more than that, £2 or £3, and it sold for £12. It took a little while to sell, like a couple of months, but nothing too drastic. Next up is this poetry dress. I bought this from TK Maxx, and this cost it cost £9. But it's brand new tags, and it was really pretty. Like, I don't know whether the picture's going to do it justice, but it was kind of like chiffon, and then like it had floral embroidery on it. It was really nice. It was in a size 10, and it sold for £29.99, and it sold quite quickly, to be fair. No, it didn't. I'm lying. It didn't sell quite quickly. It took a while to sell, because I have not been sourcing in TK Maxx for ages. So yeah, it took about a year to sell. Ignore me, it didn't sell quite quickly at all. This Joe Brown's men's cardigan cost me £5, and it sold for £15. I've had it for quite a while, but I've not had it listed for quite a while, so it's not been listed for that long, but I feel like I've had it forever because I was lazy and I just didn't list it. It was just on my rail for ages, for no reason. It was just there for ages. It was after the first lockdown that I bought this, and then it sat on my rail forever for no reason at all. It just sat there. Next up is this Duvetica, or Duvetica. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing that right. Padded coat. I got this in another bulk vintage lot, would you believe? It was a women's lot, a random women's lot. I don't know whether I filmed it. I probably did. I'm not sure. It'll be on my channel if I did. I paid £4 an item. I think that worked out around £4 or £5 an item, and it sold for £60. It took a while to sell. It had a little bit of a dodgy zip. It did work, like the zip did work. It just got a little stuck sometimes. I did fully disclose that in the listing, and I think that's kind of what stopped it from selling, because they did usually sell for around £100 ish. But yeah, I got 60 for it. It was a very nice coat, a very nice coat. If it was a little bit bigger, I probably would have kept it for myself. Next are these Hobbs black skinny jeans, Hobbs NW3. They were £5 in a size 10, and they sold for £17. I've had them for ages, so I was just glad to see the back of them, to be honest. Next is this Peruna M&S textured top. It had big balloon sleeves. It was quite nice, to be fair, and it was a size 22, brand new tags. I paid £2.95 for it, and it went for £14 very quickly. If it wasn't new with tags, I wouldn't have bothered picking it up, but I really like the colour and I really like the sleeves, and with it being a new with tags as well, for only £2.95, I picked it up and it sold really, really quickly. I was quite surprised, actually. And then from the same sourcing trip were these Reese black pleated trousers. These I thought were quite dated, so I wasn't too sure about them. When I brought them home, I was like, have I done the wrong thing picking them up? But they were £3.25, and they sold like really quickly, within a couple of days, maybe even the same day. These went with the 10% off coupon as well, so they sold for £19.99, but with the 10% off, that's like, what, about £18 ish. Yeah, like really quick. I showed them in a haul video as well, I think. This Jo Brown's dress was £4.50 and again sold relatively quickly for £19.99. It was really quite nice actually. It looked like a top tucked into a skirt, and it was a size 12. It was nice. These Clark shoes I've had forever. This was a Vinted buy at the beginning of the first lockdown, like when I panic bought everything off Vinted because I was like, oh my god, my business is gonna die, I can't go with this, oh my god, I need to buy everything. I made some bad purchases at the beginning of lockdown. I think maybe a lot of us did. But yeah, I finally got rid of them for £10. I was so happy to see the back of them. I probably paid about £4 for them in a bundle. I bought a lot of Vinted bundles at the beginning of the first lockdown, but yeah, I was happy to see them go. This Bowden Union Jack blouse was quite nice actually. Sold with the 10% off coupon, so it went for £24.99, but with the coupon that's like £2.50 off, isn't it? So £22.50, and it cost me £4.95. So that is a decent enough return, and it didn't take too long to sell, maybe a couple of cycles, 1 or 2 cycles, so it was nice actually. It was interesting. It was a nice Bowden print, and for a Bowden top, that's pretty good to get over £20 for it. These Timberlands they actually got returned to me, so I put them back on and they didn't take too long to sell afterwards. Somebody found them a little bit uncomfortable, so they returned them. And then they took a couple of cycles to sell after that, but I'm surprised they sold now anyway because they're sandals. They sold for £16, and I think, I haven't got a price here, but I think I paid £3 for them because I think they're from my local charity shop, the local Cancer Research, which is like a £3 and under. And they were a size 5 Timberland Earthkeepers leather like flip-flop sandals. And last but not least were these 7 for All Mankind relaxed skinny jeans in a size 26, which I think is about an 8. These cost me £5 and they went for 25, so I was happy with that. I think they took a while to sell. 7 for All Mankind for me, it doesn't sell very quickly, but it does tend to sell eventually. I can't help but pick it up. I still always pick it up, but it doesn't fly out, but it does sell eventually, so I just pick it up anyway. But yeah, that's it. That's, hopefully, if I've counted correctly, that's 30 random sales from February. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It helps my little channel out. And if you've not already subscribed, do consider subscribing for more reselling content and a little bit of random content sprinkled in there every now and again. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye everybody.